Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to this thematic 2v2 showdown featuring the Greenskins and the Bloody Hands taking on the Tomb Kings in the Court of Labaris. In this match, I'm going to be playing the Greenskins led by Grimgor Ironhide, and I'm going to be joined by Black Iron Battles, who's going to be playing the Bloody Hands led by the Great Green Prophet himself. Looks like he's got some of those sweet dance moves going on. Let's actually just take this. Yeah, look at him jamming there. That's some good stuff. And as far as our opponents go, we're going to be facing off against Daub Plays, who's going to be playing the Tomb Kings, and Gojira Gaming, who's going to be playing the Court. So without further ado, let's jump right into this match and have some fun. So as far as our army goes, it's, I don't know if there's much tactical analysis we can give. I mean, that's a very Greenskin thing, right? Just like a huge blob of random stuff with 2 global Waaaghs. So that's something that we really have going for us, is that Grimgor has the Waaagh, and of course the Great Green Prophet does. So if you layer that in 2v2, that can be incredibly powerful. So let's actually take a look and see how long that lasts. We got Grimgor with his big old chopping axe up here, but the Waaagh lasts 30 seconds. So if you stack it with your ally, you're actually going to get 24% speed, 18% charge bonus, and 26 melee attack for a minute straight on your entire army, which is absolutely bananas. So if you can time that really effectively, it's pretty solid. But we got some Savage Orcs. Of course, he's bringing the Crooked Moon, so we had to go a little bit thematic instead of obviously trying to go super competitive. The main reason I brought Grimgor. He does have some Black Orcs here in the front line. I got some Goblins. I got some Biggins, which are pretty good dual purpose against like standard infantry and large targets. Got Black Orcs. I got a couple Trolls in the back, some Forest Goblin Spider Riders. So mainly just a ton of Greenskin stuff. That's all you guys really need to know. We got Savage Orc Boys, Rusty Arrows. We both do have firing lines, which is pretty essential here. And we got the Broken Test Mob, Boar Boys, Savage Orcs, just all kinds of savage funness. And now for our opponents, we'll just call them, for the sake of this battle, call them the Tomb Kings collectively. Guys, they got 3 Bone Giants. They got 3 of these bad boys just shooting las cannons. And if I'm not mistaken, they're just going to go hunting this game, trying to snipe. They got the High Queen Khalida. So you guys are probably wondering why the angry snake lady is here. Look at her with her snake just hissing at her. She has some pretty good buffs for archers. So she has the Blessing of Asaph, which gives 15% missile damage, which is insane. 15 reload skill and 15% AP damage. So these guys are just going to be absolute monsters right now. I mean, wow. Are they normally at 721? I could have sworn they were like in the 5s, but I guess her buffs are just that good. That is bananas. So they have a firing squad here. They have the Casket of Souls, Ushapti Great Bows, all of which are benefiting from that. So I love that play from Daub and Gojira here. And he's got Skeleton Archers, a fair amount of constructs. So they got a Iro Titan, they got a Tomb Scorpion, 2 Tomb Scorpions, and it looks like they also have Settra and Skeletons in the front line. That's pretty much it. So let's get this show on the road, boys. Right now you can see Black Iron's going to be circling, looking for an opportunity to strike, but we can't really play the skirmish game because wherever we go, they can just shoot us. You can see those Bone Giants are just raining fire. So I think they start to shoot Grimgor, if I'm not mistaken. I think Grimgor is waddling up the hill. And God, he is just so bad. Grimgor really needs some help. I mean, just look at him. He's just so sad. Although 38 speed isn't bad. Oh, man, Grimgor just got pounded by those Giants. And Grimgor is considered infantry sized. But, wait, that was Grimgor, right? That got up? I feel like he got up a little bit too quick, but... Anyways, they're just shooting in there. You can see the Giants just taking Grimgor to town, which is so rough. Poor guy. Ushapti Great Bows just pouring massive fire. These Black Orcs are pretty much already dead. And yeah, we were expecting a lot of Tomb King's fire, but man, with that, with High Queen Khalida sitting there in 2v2, that is some serious work we're taking. On that same note, Black Iron's trying to strafe to get some of their ammo wasted on the Goblin Big Boss, who has a shield. We were like basically in chat like, oh god, we gotta save Grimgor. He's taking so much damage. Thankfully, Wurrzag is still hogging around. He's on foot. So neither of them are considered large. Therefore, the Bone Giants won't be getting their bonus versus large against them. But now the front line's underway. So you can see some of the lads have engaged with some of these skeleton spears, and it's gonna be a pretty pointy little engagement here. And now the green tide is gonna be rolling up the hill. So you can see the constructs are kind of waiting eagerly, but we have a lot of firepower coming in. So some diving attacks coming in from those Biggins. You can see the pyramid, and this is a really cool thematic situation here. And it makes sense too, because the Greenskins are very close to the Tomb Kings on the map. And yeah, look at those Savage Orcs. Well, they're not literally Savage Orcs, but they are Savage Orcs, if you get what I'm saying. Jumping in there, just getting some great attacks. Definitely going to cut these skeletons up. But then Settra comes in on his big, angry Sphinx right here. We do pop that global wall, though, so our entire army is basically infuriated now. And the Trolls are going to swing in here on Settra in just a moment. You can see they all are going to turn their focus and attack. And our firing line's doing a good job. You can see that Black Iron and myself are focus firing on this Iro Titan. We're doing a ton of damage. This thing's at about half health, 70 armor from the armor sundering. It is going down very, very quickly here. So Wurrzag's in pretty good shape. Grimgor is, I'm not sure where Grimgor even went. So Grimgor's right here. He's fighting with his big old axe. I used the Scroll of Shielding, the Waaagh, and Gitsnick. He's going to be going after the High Queen Khalida here. So hopefully he can get some damage. I'm not sure. He's pretty durable right now. So he gets a nice little attack in there, does some decent HP damage. But the problem being is that Biggin's all routed. The Tomb Scorpion. So now I grabbed Grimmer. I'm like, I got to get out of here. I got to run, get to some reinforcements. The Titan is very low. You can see that Black Iron does have his Savage Orc Arrow Boys and his Rusty Arrows all shooting with relative impunity. So this is going to be a really good catch. You can see the Iron Titan has about 1500 HP. Down here in the pits, the Orcs have rallied. You can see they're going to re-engage here, and Grimgor's coming in with the Karate Chop on High Queen Khalida, doing some pretty good damage, actually. I'm pretty happy with his performance so far. Granted, yeah, the Spirit Leech plus the Bone Giants just on the hill, just firing is just brutal. Over here on the side of the battlefield, we did actually get Settra surrounded with a bunch of trolls and did a lot of damage. We've done some okay work over here on this side of the battlefield. The Orc boys have pushed through, killed a bunch of skeletons. You can see they've trampled them underfoot, so we'll certainly be advancing. So if you look up here, though, unfortunately, the Bone Giants are still just shooting with impunity. We didn't have any, and they're so strong, too. It's like, in a 2v2 scenario, look at them just sniping out the trolls, and the trolls are just fleeing for the hills. Because they do have anti-large bows, which means if they're shooting a large target like trolls, they're going to get a bonus. So right here, Grimgor is basically, making his last stand. He's just kind of hanging out in nets. Him and Wurrzag are talking about their future plans, and yeah, it's going to be tough, because Grimgor is just, right now, they're just like, all guns just firing. You can see some of these boars or the Orc Boar Boy Biggins trying to provide a screen here, but ultimately Grimgor is just, he is just target number one here. It looks like he's getting pushed off. So yeah, he's going to break, unfortunately. But if we look in the back, we don't have too much pressure. Some of the lads I sent on a long kind of a quest here, but these Savage Orc Biggins are just going to tear apart these skeletons, just absolutely Shrek them. And then from there, maybe they can push up the hill. I got some lads on these skeletons here, and they're doing an okay job. But really, we got some lads up and around the back too, and they're going to be attacking this Bone Giant and also getting in on the Casket of Souls. Yes, they're probably going to get terror out in a matter of seconds and get destroyed, but at least the Bone Giant is not firing. So down here, you can see the High Queen Khalida is so low. She has about 300 HP, and Wurrzag was on the hunt. You can see he's on foot, though, so he's not able to catch her like he would if he was on his hog. Granted, if he was on his hog, he probably wouldn't be able to... he probably would have gotten sniped out by the Bone Giant earlier. But the Goblin Big Boss is on the hunt. So it looks like this Bone Giant does capture his AI, and Khalida's going to snake away for now. But in the front line, we have some Biggins and some Black Orcs kind of just fighting against the Tomb Scorpions for the most part. But over here, we're kind of collapsing a little bit. Samandu Shopti over here, Settra, of course, on the Scorpion, or on the Sphinx, is going to be very terrorizing to all these guys. You can see a Brain Burster going down right there. But a lot of our forces on this flank are starting to buckle and just run away. And we have Goblins and Savage Orcs fighting everywhere, so I feel like we're going to win a lot of these like smaller engagements here with the Savage Orcs, but it's going to be tough to take down the Bone Giants, which are still like, monstrous beasts in combat. And it looks like the DJ right here is still kind of fighting on his Casket of Souls, but we do have a Goblin Big Boss on him, which is nice. But Bone Giants also have pretty good ammunition. Let's see where their last cannons are winding up to shoot. And here it goes, and it's going across. And it looks like he's shooting at the boars, which is a very good choice. They're a large target. They're one of the few things that can threaten the Bone Giant. Right now, guys, the bounce of power is slightly in the favor of the Tomb Kings. But again, the Greenskins still have a lot of infantry. And High Queen Khalida is almost dead. So if we can finish off Khalida with her 378 HP, that would be so good. Over here we got some Black Orcs having a Transformer fight with the Tomb Scorpion. And honestly, Black Orcs can take down a Tomb Scorpion. They have 50 AP. Hit very, very hard, so you can see the Tomb Scorpion's trying to retreat to get some support over here. Khalida, of course, does have 52 HP, and it looks like she may fall to the Biggins. She's trying to get away. Oh, and it looks like the Snake Lady does fall. Her Serpent bucking and braying as it does launch her into the Shadow Realm. So she's going back to the sands from whence she came. These Biggins definitely some proud boys. And here comes the Tomb Scorpion getting a great charge into the back of those Biggins. Granted, it is kind of in the wrong neighborhood a little bit. Those Biggins can do some chopping with There We Go. So right here, these Orc Biggins are also on a Bone Giant, which is a very good engagement. Bone Giants have pretty horrid combat stats. I think they're in like the low 20s. Yeah, it looks like 25. Over here, the Trolls are rallying, so the Trolls are coming back in. They're going to try, but it looks like they just immediately tear out because they're dumb Trolls, which is very, very unfortunate for Black Iron and I, but you can see that Settra the Imperishable is kind of rampaging through the desert, just doing as he pleases, and we almost got him down. It was so tough. So a very scattered battle at this point. You can see Wurrzag is leading the last bastion of the Greenskins, and that's kind of the thing. Both sides have lost the Lord right now, but Wurrzag is still here, providing his war paint to the Goblins, but taking las cannon fire to the face from those Bone Giants, and it's tough. We got one of them down to half health. Over here, it's going well. The Savage Orcs have cleaned out these skeletons, and now they're probably going to be advancing up through the wastes here. We got Goblins. We have a lot rallying here, so Black Iron is going to be grabbing all these troops as they rally, pushing them back in, and now the Tomb Kings are starting to look a little bit more worn out. You can see they only have a couple constructs. A lot of their army is focused on ammunition, which they are running out of, but there's still some Tomb Scorpions left, which are going to be very tough. I, of course, over here do have my Shaman. I'm trying to get on Settra. I'm like, all right, let's charge in here. At least we have some AP. We just need to work down Settra. Without Settra, I think we might be able to take this game. But, of course, Settra is a very powerful duelist with Narrow's Incantation. And he's going to just lay an absolute whooping right here on my hog. So I do pull some of my Biggins over to help out. I got some Trolls. I got Rusty Errors as well as Orc Arrow Boys coming in here. But you haven't really done much more than like 100 damage. And there are Ushopti coming down the hill. So the Ushopti are going to start cleaving into these Biggins in providing some support to their Lord and Savior over here. But you can see that Settra, of course, is very quick. So unfortunately, we don't have too many snares. I know Wurrzag still has effigy, but I'm pretty sure it was on cooldown at this point. But the trolls have got in, so maybe the trolls can provide some good AP, but the blessing right there is just going to knock all my guys back. And really, man, Settra is just tanking it up, just being an absolute boss. So the shop here going back to the high ground. I think that Dov and Gojira realized that, the Bone Giants were being really pressured. The Savage Orc Biggins got in there with the anti-large. There's just angry pigs everywhere. And, the Bone Giants are starting to look like in a dangerous situation against 68 of the Savage Orc Biggins, who just basically hit like trucks. Unfortunately for us, though, I think Bone Giants do have 80 armor, so they are going to be somewhat durable. You can see the Skeleton Big Boss does kind of get pounded out by the Bone Giants, so very good focus fire here from the Tomb Kings players. And the Goblins are coming back in. Wurrzag, unfortunately, is shattered, so now the Greenskins are leaderless, which is, if you look at the battle from an overarching sense, it doesn't look bad for the Greenskins. We have a lot of stuff. We have trolls, their leadership's pretty low also. But the Tomb Kings are going to be a little bit more independent based on what they have without their lords. But the Greenskins do have pretty serious morale issues as well, especially like terror issues, and there are so many fear and terror causing units left on the battlefield. You can see the Wild Hogs are going to be pushing in, trying to get a rear charge on Settra, who only has 1600 HP, so Settra is starting to get a little bit in the danger zone. But you can see the Realm of, not Realm of Souls, but the heal going off on Settra right there. Narrows does proc heal, if I'm not mistaken, from the Lord of Nehekara passive there. But the bows continuing to shoot in, just kind of take out our trolls. Unfortunately, they do shatter off the battlefield, having broken so many times. But we have an archer line. We do have some rusty arrows here. We have some biggins who are going to be rallying, but those Bone Giants are still just shooting. This one has 1 shot left. This one has about 8 shots left. Savage Orc Biggins just rushing in, just wave after wave of the Greenskins just pushing up the hill, trying to take these guys to town. But you can see Settra with the big cat paws up there is probably going to be really tough, but this is good. If their leadership wasn't so low, I would be a lot more confident in this situation. You can see this Bone Giant just getting shredded pretty good in terms of its HP. And yeah, it looks like they also have a Lich Priest with light back there. But we have some archers rallying. We have an Orc Shaman. We have a Goblin Big Boss. But yeah, it's getting a little bit dicey here for the Greenskins. Now we're the ones who are starting to look a little bit thin. You can see our archers on the low ground are, just very emaciated. 51 models there, 32 right there. Very, very low HP pool. And Settra has formed a bit of a Death Star on top of the Giant. So now that, they're in this situation here, they can kind of just hold and, get the encouragement. And Thy Will Be Done from Settra is going to buff their combat stats to be something decent. And the Bone Giants looks like they're just going to probably be able to win the day here. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward as the Bone Giants clean up. You can see they're just going to start sniping our big targets. And we keep rushing in troop after troop, but really Settra and the boys just clean up shop. And the Greenskins are fended away from the desert. They have to go back to the Badlands. Grimgor has to rethink his life. Wurrzag definitely can go back with his head held high, because he certainly did a good job. But Grimgor, just pretty useless there for sure. Poor guy. Yeah, Grimgor, please. Can we get some buffs for Grimgor? That's all I'm asking. But yeah, it was a great match. It was really fun. Very well played by our opponents. It was cool. It was thematic, and yeah, it was down to the wire. Really, I mean, had Settra been caught and killed earlier in this round we had, could have been a different game. But really, just a lot of nice little micro decisions there made up that game. But yeah, and I really liked this is actually Dog Plays. He's playing under a different name here, but he had High Queen Khalida with that bow synergy in the beginning. Was so punishing. It was really cool to see that, like 125, 92, 86, 74, and they were shooting mostly large targets. So those are a lot of really good high-value kills from the mighty Dog Plays. And for Gojira, he had the more traditional army with like straightforward melee constructs and stuff, but we managed to do okay against the constructs. Iron Titan got burned down, but we just couldn't get back to those Bone Giants. The Green Hordes pushed through. The lads put up a great fight, got a lot of kills on a lot of these guys, but ultimately we just we couldn't get there, boys. It was a close one. So very well played to everyone. Make sure to check out Black Iron Battles if you haven't. Gojira Gaming, as well as the great Dog Plays. So guys, if there's other thematic matchups you'd like to see, if you guys want to see like vampire counts for someone, or you want to see dark elves versus high elves, or dark elves for someone, any thematic matchup you guys can think of that is a little bit lore friendly, let me know, and I'll certainly try and make it happen here on the channel. So thanks again for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you guys next time.